So how long have you been wrestling yourself?
I have been wrestling for almost 12 years.
Really?
12 years.
What got you into that?
So my godfather was a man by the name of Eddie Bond.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie Bond ran a radio station in Memphis. He hired a local artist to kind of do the nighttime DJ and whatnot, and that local artist met Jerry Fargo, and then that local artist put on a crown and became one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So
He was here and we discussed a lot of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And with Eddie, he introduced me to Brian Christopher, and then Brian had a school, the Memphis Wrestling Academy, along with Kevin White in Henderson, Tennessee. And just kind of a full circle thing. Eddie helped Lawler, and now Eddie helped me, and it was just a rocket ship. Me and Brian became absolute best friends. We lived together for a couple of years. If it wasn't for Brian Christopher, man, none of this or Bam Bam Bundy would be possible.
Yeah, and when Josh and I were reviewing some of your stuff online, at least, it looked like obviously you got the belts and are the champion, but it looked like you're really active in that organization. Like you're,
Yeah, I try to be, man, because you can't get anywhere if you're just there to make money. You have to give out your brand. You have to be the company that people can rely on. And that's what this has been. Unfortunately, last year we lost Burt Prentice, who was probably the absolute greatest promoter ever in the state of Tennessee. And I worked for Burt for 10 years. I was able to learn through Burt how to do the promotions, how to work the town, how to talk to the sponsors. And that's the great thing about Tennessee Championship Wrestling. The owner, KC Gold, has done the same thing. So it's kind of like USA has never left, but it's still a new school feel to it, and that's what I truly enjoy about it all.
Well, I will say it says a lot for you that you were willing to even come here, because I'm sure if you're coming from Selner, it's a little hike. And, and I noticed even on the coverage that it talks about, it didn't specifically say Tipton County, but, Tipton I'm sure would be open to it, and there's a lot of wrestling fans here that would probably come see your thing.
Man, we actually used to do, before the pandemic, we used to do the fundraiser for the Covington Chargers baseball team.
Okay.
And that's actually where my favorite match I've ever had take place. I got to wrestle Brian Christopher for the main event in Covington.
Okay.
And it's very rare that I got to work Brian in the main event, because if you had Brian, you had Jerry. But I can't remember. Of course, this was 5-6 years ago, with Brian being passed for about 4 now. But Jerry had something to do that night. We wound up being the main event. Man, it was probably the most classic match I've ever had.
Sweet. So good memories then of Covington.
Yes, and Covington's always been a fantastic crowd to us. We want to get back over here. I don't know if we just kind of lost communication with the people that were doing it. But like I said, everything was going through Burt, and when Burt passed, unfortunately, a lot of us didn't get to pick up the right contacts.